Hi, I'm sayakatcosplay, and today I thought I would show you my current workflow, which is making a giant pair of wings for Hawks from My Hero Academia, or BNHA. I am doing this as a commission project, not as a personal project, but I've gotten enough questions over the years on how to make giant wings, and I've made my fair share of giant wings, that I thought I would take you along on the work process and show you how I go about making a backplate and the wing understructure and covering everything in foam. So these are going to be giant foam wings. They're not going to be articulating, they're going to be static, but I've seen enough people ask questions and want to know how to make giant wings because it's a fairly common cosplay item. I'm going to show you what I do for my wings and how I build them, and hopefully this will be helpful for you. So this video is going to be sort of a tutorial and sort of a work vlog, and I'm just going to show you what I'm doing on any given day, really. And yes, you may have noticed that I wear the exact same thing in pretty much all of my videos. It's because it's cold, it's still February, and this is my work hoodie. I work in a certain pair of hoodie because then only this hoodie gets dirty. Anyway, the first step is to start with the backplate, and I have, ignore the weird shape this is because it's still good, and I've just been cutting into this piece of Sintra for forever, and it will work for what I need it for. Anyway, this is Sintra. This is a piece of PVC that is in sheeting form. Sintra is the brand name for PVC sheeting. So on this thing it says PA Light foamed PVC sheet, and this is, I believe, 3mm thick PVC sheeting. This is a really nice, sturdy, lightweight material that I like to use for backplates. If you want a more sturdy backplate, I would recommend using aluminum. That's going to be very sturdy, but I don't have the capability of working with aluminum, so I use Sintra. The other option is to use Warbler that's sheeted, so you have at least a double thickness of Warbler, if not triple or quadruple, maybe even with some foam in there. You want something that's going to be pretty sturdy and that's going to hold up to the weight. Now, I have a little, it's all folded up because that's how I roll. I roll with making patterns on pieces of newsprint because it's free, it just shows up in my house. That's how I make patterns. If you're new here, that's how I make patterns. If you're old, you've been around for a while, you've seen this before. Anyway, so I'm gonna trace this pattern out onto this piece of PVC sheeting and get it cut out. Now, when you make a backplate, this is straight up and down, but backs curve. So I'm gonna cut it out, and then I'm going to curve this backplate where I need it to curve to conform to a normal back's curve. To do this, to heat up this PVC sheeting, I'm gonna have to go outside and wear a respirator and take a lot of precautions, because when you heat up PVC, it releases some really nasty fumes. You do not wanna do this inside. You do not wanna breathe this stuff. So anytime you're working with PVC and you're heating it, you need to make sure that you are wearing appropriate protection for your lungs. Don't do this inside. Don't do this without a fume-rated respirator. So not just like a dust mask, you want something that's going to protect you against fumes. So I have a fume-rated respirator. So once I cut this out, I'm gonna be doing that. I'm also gonna cut out some strips from this piece of sheeting so that I have reinforcement for my sockets, for my socket things for the actual pipes that are gonna be the core of the wings. Nice thing about PVC sheeting is that super glue works on it really, really well. It actually chemically bonds and chemically melts PVC to itself. You can get PVC specific glue, but cyanoacrylate super glue basically does the same thing to PVC as PVC glue does. So that's really, really nice about working with Sintra and PVC, is that you can bond PVC to itself and it doesn't go anywhere. Like, that stuff is stuck. So this stuff is really sturdy, it's really strong, the bonding is super strong, the glue works great on it. So I find that I like to use PVC for the backplate, and the sockets and gluing everything on, making it all PVC, because that stuff's not gonna go anywhere. You can also reinforce the joints with a little bit of thermoplastic, because thermoplastic sticks to this stuff really, really nicely, especially Thebra or Wonderflex Pro. So those are the thermoplastics that are more putty-like, and you can just use those to reinforce the joints, which I probably will be doing. And so yeah, I gotta cut this out and then go bend it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, when cutting this out, you can use a box cutter or a craft knife. This is going to be kind of hard to cut through, so I'm gonna cut through with this, but you're gonna notice me, I'm gonna have to make multiple passes to get through the material to cut it out. Cut out. So back in the dark ages of cosplay, Sintra was actually used pretty often for making armor. It holds its shape really, really well, and it's super durable, but it doesn't do complex curves. Like, you can't do compound curves like you can with Warbler, and piecing the stuff together and cutting it out and shaping it is really, really, really annoying compared to like foam. So it's not really used for armor all that much anymore that I find, but it is great for backplates. So I'm gonna take this covering off and then start to shape it. Hello, welcome to my garage, where the lighting is actually not that bad, but you might be able to hear my neighbors talking outside because I have the door open, because we want to have ventilation. You put on your respirator. Yes, I know this is red because I was painting and the paint got all up in here. That's how you know it's working. I know I need to replace the filters. Don't at me. So you can see it's now slightly bent in. So this is going to go up against the top of the back, and this is going to go down, you know, down the back. With actual PVC pipe, it's going to take a while to cool down. This stuff doesn't take all that long, and it doesn't stay that hot to the touch. I would not recommend bending regular PVC pipe with bare hands. You'll burn yourself. All right, so I'm gonna go take this inside and see if I need to do any more bending, and I'll be back to bend it more if I need to, or I might just go inside to start attaching the wing attachments. Okay, so I discovered that this bend is fine, but I want to take down the corners of this. This is a little too wide on the top, and then I will glue stuff on. What I'm gonna do is quickly glue these on to the back plate, and then these are gonna be basically like support, just to make sure everything is nice and stable and stuck and not gonna go anywhere, and form these around this. So let's do things. Okay, so it takes a couple minutes for it to like fully cure and set, but this thing is on there. It's not really going anywhere. I don't want to be too rough with it yet because the surface area of contact is small, so there's not a ton holding it on there, which is why I need to bend this guy eventually in a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna do the other one, bend these, and keep on keeping on. Cat, why? Okay, so I bent those strips down, and as you can see, they're not glued on yet, but they're really nice and snug onto the pieces. So what this is gonna do is this is just going to provide a lot more stability and surface contact area for the glue. So I'm gonna put glue all over this, slap it on, let it cure for a bit, and then I'm gonna add strapping. And once the strapping is added, that means the back plate is done. And basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna strap it onto one of my mannequins just to kind of have a place to put it and to figure out where wing bits are going and have something to work on while I'm making these wings. So once this is done, which will be today, it's just wing construction from here on out. So I think this will be its own video, and then I will have another video or maybe multiple videos on the wings, maybe construction and finishing. I don't know. It's Friday. I don't know. Yeah, so I'm gonna finish this, and if this is the end of the video, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the like button. And if you have any other questions about making backplates, leave a comment down below, and maybe hit the bell, because that helps too. Yes. Okay, let me finish. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering what these sockets are, they're just literally like PVC connectors. They don't have screws and screw-in stuff for anything. The wings literally just sit in the connector. And it only sits in probably about an inch, 3/4 of an inch. But that's enough to keep foam wings in place. So if it really comes down to it and you really need to add security, you can drill through the pipe and this part and add a bolt in. But with how lightweight these wings are going to be and where the center of gravity is going to be, I don't think that's really going to be necessary. If it's necessary, it's necessary, but as of right now, I don't anticipate that being necessary. All right, so it took me a hot minute to find my industrial strength bag of T-rings. Always order these in bulk. And apparently I don't have that much strapping, but this should be enough. Should be good, should do me. So what I'm gonna do is I have an industrial strength amount of Velcro, strapping, and D-rings. And because I want this to be comfortable and snug to my client's body, what I'm gonna do is basically make strap loops that you can pull through the D-ring and tighten down and Velcro down so that it can be nice and tight and snug. And the snugger a harness is to your body, the more comfortable it's going to be. So I'm gonna have 2 shoulder straps that go over the shoulders, one under the bust, and then one at the lowest point of the back plate. So I'm going to measure some stuff and figure that all out. And to glue the strapping on, I'm going to use a combination of cyanoacrylate and hot glue. So the cyanoacrylate is going to go basically the contact between the strapping and the plate, and the hot glue over the top. And I might even use some like other material to really secure that strap down and make sure that that strap is not going anywhere. Just for reference, I'm going to be sewing all the Velcro onto the strapping, not gluing it, because glue and Velcro and strapping sometimes doesn't mix and can fail. So just because if I was making this for myself and I was making it really fast, I might just glue and call it a day. But this is for a client and I want their stuff to last and hold up and them not have to worry about it falling apart. So sew it. Time to reinforce with hot glue. Okay, it is done. I got all the straps on. You can see here the inside. It's not pretty. Like I said, I'm gonna cover this in, I have a really squishy foam. It's not really upholstery foam and it's not EVA. I don't remember. It's squishy, it's comfy. I'm gonna cover the whole entire inside of this with that foam, but I'm not gonna do it right now, so I don't need to quite yet. I've got the sockets installed on the outside. They are really not going anywhere. I am gonna put a little bit of thermoplastic on the edges just to make sure that there's no sharp edges and it's really on there. It's not gonna go anywhere. Nothing's gonna move, nothing's gonna fall off, so that it's nice and secure. I'm gonna let the glue just kind of do its thing and set for like another hour before I do that. So I'm gonna do that after the video, but you can see it's pretty much in its final form. All the straps are on. The shoulder straps go in and around the D-rings, and they're adjustable and they've got Velcro, same with the waist strap. I thought I was gonna do 2 straps around the lower edge, but this goes right under the bust, so I don't need more straps than this. So shoulder, under the bust. Whenever you make a wing harness, you generally wanna have like 3 points of attachment generally, like around the shoulders and under the bust. If you only go over the shoulders, it puts all the weight on the shoulders and there's nowhere else for the weight to go. This strap makes it so it's more secure, A, and B, the weight distribution is a bit better because there's another place for a weight to go. Like when you have a backpack and it has like waist straps and then a strap across the chest, I can add a strap across between these two if it needs it as well, if it turns out that it's heavy or if this needs reinforcement or whatever. But this is done and ready for the wings. So now I'm just gonna cut feathers out for forever. And that'll be another video, and I will see you folks in that one.